So welcome to the Lightning Talk session number 2. I will be super brief. On today's menu, events announcements. They're already fantastically on stage. Can I have slides on stage 1, please? Popping up. Oh, they're not there yet. Okay. Technical difficulties. Here's the cable, I believe. Right. Popping out. There you go. All right. There you go. On today's menu, events, announcements, and playful chaos, as you've seen. I just want to remind everybody what are we going to do today is play bingo. Everybody, and please let me know if anyone doesn't have it, should have received a card like this. That's a bingo card, as you can see. The aim of the game is pretty simple. You have to strike a row or a column, and the lightning in the very center is a jolly entry, meaning it's already 1 point. So you do 3 points, either rows or columns, no diagonal. Easy as that. How you do that? You have to pay attention to what speakers do, and speakers, on the other hand, have to look to the bingo entry card list we have prepared. There are 150 entries of things like that, and they need to feature at least one of them mandatory during their talk. I just want to say congratulations to all the winners from yesterday. We have 25-ish, if I counted correctly. I'm going to count it back later. And good luck to everybody. If you had the bingo card from yesterday, you should keep using it, or you can get another one. It's up to you. What we're going to do at the end of the session, we're going to raffle the prizes because we have so many, and we have prizes for everybody. All right, let's start first with event announcements, and I think we can move to stage number 2. And while we do that, I just want you, please, to do a huge round of applause to the fantastic job the crew has done to have us today double stages and double thingy to have speakers at the same time. So thank you very much. Can you do a huge round of applause, please? Take it away.
Okay, thank you. So if you like conferences, and this might be a bit too big for you, then a barcamp or Python barcamp can be the right choice for you. So we have one at the last weekend of June in Germany, and it's a bit different. It's a very highly interactive thing, so actually everybody who's there should contribute, and most people actually do. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner of Python or very advanced or whatever your background is. So you can register there. It's very inexpensive, and we have 2 days in the very nice city of Leipzig. And since I didn't had the chance yesterday to show my slides, I use the chance now. And there's another conference. It's called EuroSciPy, so euroscipy.org. And you still have a few days to submit your talk for this conference where the European Scientific Python Community meets. It will be in August in Krakow in Poland, and we have 2 days of tutorials, 2 days of talks, and 1 day of sprints. And one big feature is that a lot of maintainers of Python scientific packages will be there, and if you want to contact the community there, then you can also become a sponsor. Thank you.
Well done. You want to come and try this one? So you're ready for the next one?
Yeah. Hopefully that works here also.
Hello, everyone. Let's wait for
Okay,
the
now
screen.
it works.
So today I would like to invite you to the heart of the Prague, to the beautiful city Prague, where EuroPython 2025 will happen. It's a great event where you can learn about latest trends of Python. Additionally, you can learn it from 180 speakers. And this year we expect 1,300 attendees. It means that there will be a lot of social events where you can learn, when you can exchange ideas, where you can meet a lot of people. It will last for 7 days. We will have days for talks, for tutorials, for workshops, for beginners days where you can learn about the Python. So do not miss it and hurry up. Don't forget to buy the ticket and join EuroPython 2025.
Well done.
a place to be Barcamp at the Baltic Sea. You see the location here on Rügen, and Rügen is zoomed in, so Lizo direction. And there's also a train station, so it's easy to reach. And it looks nice, beautiful. We are directly on the coast. And yeah, there's also some nice places, a great location. Also, they're also looking for people who want to do their sprint. So maybe if you're not Barcamp, you can do a sprint there. But I want you to get to the Barcamp. If you are a German interested speaker, this Barcamp is for Germans. Sorry for that, but you can learn German. So, and yeah, it's an address is PyCon DE. It is the oldest Barcamp, so we are very improved with doing that. And we are since 3 years in Rügen. So, please come.
Hi, I'm going to attempt the impossible and give you both an announcement and a lightning talk in 1 minute. So imagine there would be a Python conference in a place as beautiful as this, and in a city where people take pictures like this one here. Wow. And it's actually quite close to here, the Swiss Python Summit in Switzerland, unsurprisingly. So you won't spend that much money on travel if you end up spending twice as much as everywhere else on your hotel.
How do I get that one?
And the best thing is, based on this very scientific diagram, it's less than €1 Python away from here. Oops. So where in Switzerland exactly? It's in a place called Rapperswil. If you've never heard of that, you might have heard of Zurich. Yeah, it's at the other end of the Zurich Lake. So about 40 minutes by train by Zurich. Trains every 15 minutes. Yes, they will be on time, by the minute probably. Which means you will be there still in less than 1 hour from the airport. It's 2 days, 1 day Python, 1 day data science, and now I'm already over time. Well done. So I'll leave this as a surprise.
Nice. Right. Let's go to the last one.
Hey everyone, I'm Jim Weiss. I am the recently announced interim executive director for NumFocus. And if you missed my opening pitch on day one, NumFocus is a nonprofit that sponsors vital open source projects like NumPy and Pandas and Bokeh for those who are playing along in bingo. But I did want to take just a quick moment to share an important update about NumFocus. After 13 incredible years, our founding executive director, Leah Silen, is stepping down. Leah has been with NumFocus since the very beginning, and we're deeply grateful for her leadership and everything that she has built. So, as we look ahead, we're excited to find a new executive director to help shape the next chapter. This is a unique opportunity to bring in fresh ideas, strategies, perspectives to support our growing global community. The application is open for 1 more week, which brings me up to the stage today. It closes on May 2nd, and while we're here at PyCon DE, please note Ken must be resident, so go and check it out. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, let's get started with the lightning talks. I'm going to take like 1 minute, no more, to explain what's the plan and what we're cooking for today. First off, how many of you were here yesterday? I like that. Good. So, let me please introduce you the Playful Chaos take number 2. Of course, we had fun yesterday. Yesterday was nice, and I still want to thank you very much, every speaker who came up on stage. But of course, it would be a little bit, annoying if we do exactly the same thing. So yesterday we left here prizes for the speakers and people in the audience, and we also said speakers there plus surprise challenges. Today we're going to kind of change it in something around these lines, if you catch the metaphor. How many Harry Potter fans do we have in the room here? You're going to have so much fun. Right. Okay. First off, speaker dares. First rule that has changed. Yesterday, we wanted the speaker dares to be like, so that speakers can actually choose their dares. Today, we're not going to do that. Speaker dares are actually going in order, so depending on when you're called out on stage, you're going to do one of these dares. So first off, we have another fantastic rabbit hat. And we start with odd numbers because everything is very odd. Number 3, the puppet. This is one of my favorite, actually. So during your talk, you have to use the puppet speaking on your behalf.
And the puppet can speak for you.
Yes. Number 5, this is the unicorn. I particularly like this. Please do, yes. You have to wear this, and there's also a magic wand you have to swing during your talk. Please, yes, there you one. Okay, so that's the number 5. Go for the even numbers. Number 2, we have the bubbles. You have to randomly, whenever you fancy, you can do bubbles during your talk.
It's the
you take the only one which is not open. That's good for you. That's fine. Don't worry. I'll play. Okay. Thank you for the demonstration. Everything works. Number 4, you have the aviator cup. Actually, it's more than that. It's actually a cup, glasses, and a scarf. So you have to wear this during your presentation. Thank you. A huge round of applause to Johannes, who's doing demonstration for all of you, please. That's the scarf. You're amazing. And the very last, actually the better as the very last, let me introduce you Alex H. Potter. So we actually have a proper...
Will you wear it?
I know you will. So there's a proper original Harry Potter robe, glasses, and magic wand you have to wear during your talk. That's now on stage. I know, and Johannes knew that, by the way. All right, so thank you. There you go. Johannes, everyone. It was a fantastic demonstration. So the rule is, speakers coming on stage can either accept the dare or not. But random challenge cards. We're going to use random challenge cards differently today. So for those of you not being here, we have a deck of random challenge cards, and thank you very much for everyone submitting their own proposal from the community of dares we can do. I'm going to use this randomly in the middle of the talk. And there could be one, could be multiple. I have my shame also to put on stage. So I will be wearing this. Very devilish. I will come up and randomly provide a card to the speaker who has to do that on stage. Right. So, very important reminder, we will play the games, we have fun together, not make fun of anyone, and let's go with the first pick. So you're going to pick the one. Actually, we should have picked this earlier, so that's on me. But in the meantime, please, everybody who's got selected, please come up on stage, move there so I can speak with you, and then you can get ready on the next stage so we can switch stage 1 and stage 2, so we go very quickly on the selection process. All right?
So the first speaker will be Miguel with Dimensional Modeling is Not Dead.
Miguel, are you here? Come on stage. All right, so while Miguel gets ready, this is your dares.
Should I already announce the second one so he could get ready?
Pardon?
Should I accept the second one so he
Yes,
can...
please. Sure.
Okay, the next one will be Lily with Messing Up with AI. Lily here?
Are you here in the room? Lily? Lily, you here? Or Lele? Oh, brilliant. Oh, Lele, you are Lele. All right, sorry. All right, so stay there, Lele, please. I'll catch you up. Miguel, whenever you're ready. Dares or random cards?
Dare. The unicorn, if possible. For my daughter. It's also nice.
Unicorn will come, don't worry. Okay. Oh, by the way, something I didn't say, if speakers don't accept the dare, they will pass it on to the other speaker. So this is the responsibility you all have.
Also, just to remember, when I do the gong, please clap as loud as you can so we scare away the speaker.
Well said, well said. All right. You have 5 minutes, almost. Okay. What else should I say? Okay, I'm going to pick randomly a card just to give you an idea of what's going to be the challenge. So, for those of you not here, congratulations to the audience for sticking with you this long, halfway through. Or another one.
Just send me here.
While they're getting ready. Pause dramatically, take a deep breath, and say, "This changes everything." You know, have to be a little bit acting in the meantime. The last one. Are you running a Windows machine by any chance? Ask a rhetorical question and dramatically answer it yourself. Okay. Almost there? Yes. I can see something. Why people still use Google spreadsheets to do stuff? Slideshows.
I'm old.
I know.
Yeah.
But still.
It's there.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Go. Hi, I'm Miguel, wearing a nice hat. So first of all the images were handcrafted, as obviously. So I'm going to talk about dimensional modeling. Dimensional model is not there. So first of all, I want to ask the audience who, please raise your hand if you, identify yourself as a ML engineer or AI engineer or data scientist. Please raise your hand. Yeah. And please raise your hand if you identify yourself as a data engineer, analytics engineer, or something like that, around that. Okay, yeah, half and half. That will come back later. So I'm going to talk about dimensional modeling. Dimensional modeling is something that began in 1996. It was invented by Ralph Kimball. I don't know if you know it. Who's familiar with Ralph Kimball and dimensional modeling? Please raise your hand. Not so many of you, so I'm going to give a really quick intro, and I'm going to tell you why you need it, why your startup, your company, your AI team, or your data engineering team actually need it. So right now, probably your stack looks like this. You are like Hugging Face, you have DBT, MLflow, you have LLMs on your outputting JSON things, but creating, getting data from complex model, complex data sets is hard. Querying that data, in particular if you work with tabular data, is very challenging. Normally, where I work, we work with a lot of ERP data, and the data looks something like this. It's crazy. And sometimes people start from this to get whatever features or trying to get a dashboard. But if you go back and think, okay, there's a technology that, that's something that began in the 1960s that you can use, that sort of like went out of fashion because of big data, Hadoop, schema on load. But now with the, SQL is already back. Now you can use actually what our elders, like that include me, actually learned back in the days. And basically, you can use dimensional modeling to slash that monster of complicated and complex schemas. And what dimensional modeling is very simple. I don't have enough time to explain it, but basically you have two things. One is the fact table, which is a measurement of the world, like a number of orders, revenue, you name it. And then you have dimensions. Dimensions are like the properties, entities of your business, which you will use to slice and dice the data you want, say for a report or a feature, for example. So you can say, I want to see my revenue per certain customer segment or for a promotion. And you can, with only those two concepts, you can express very complicated queries that if you use directly your original data set, it will be very hard. I don't know how much time I have, but well, I'm going to speed up. So a simple query, a simple join will look something like this. It's always use something called a key, so you don't have to think about like this table joins with another table using 3 or 4 different columns, always only one. So that makes things simple. And you can use that in your gold, if you use like the bronze, silver, and gold schema, Databricks style. At the end, you can just set up a dimensional modeling that takes your raw data and transform it to a nice formatted star schema. Then you can feed that into AI, ML models, or into reporting. Because at the end, the number of orders in the last 30 days is actually both a feature and it's actually something you want to see on a dashboard. So, are you ML engineers? Is an analytic engineer? Could be exactly the same problem. You can use the same solution. So everybody wins. So your old dimensional modeling guy can actually work at your startup. And maybe it's a good time to reread or read for the first time this book from Ralph Kimball and Margie Ross. Just check it out. Maybe it helps you, and Google it. It's right now, it's the recommended way to build or to start, say, a feed into a feature store or a dashboard, or use it. Or if you have a very nice data model, you can even use it for text to SQL, like conversational analytics, LLM and so on. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to do the next speaking. Before announcing it, I have to admit I actually broke the rule of the order, which means that if any speakers, as Emanuele, wants to use the rope, they're very welcome to do that, so that becomes the one. All right, Kai Harder, Flake 8, something. All right, brilliant. Please, huge round of applause to Emanuele, starting in.
Thank you, everybody. So as you probably have seen from the program of this conference, AI is pretty big at the moment. ChatGPT has become simply the most successful product ever, reaching 100 million users faster than Facebook, faster than Instagram, faster than TikTok, faster than everything that makes our life much worse today. So what can possibly go wrong when something like this happens? Well, usually with something like AI becomes mainstream, you have two things. First, everyone becomes an expert, and two, nobody can deal without AI. So let's see. Sama, first, you. ChatGPT with GPT 3.5, you can ask it what is the world record for crossing English Channel entirely on foot, and the answer is a very confident Mr. George Leaf in 2016 crossed the English Channel on foot in 12 hours and 10 minutes, and that's magic. I know just one guy who walked on water. He did for much less than 12 hours, and he did it on a much warmer place than northern France or southern England. Well, but today, but Google, not to be undone, launched AI Overview. And with AI Overview, you know that you should eat at least one small rock per day. That's according to UC Berkeley geologists, so again, that can't be wrong. But as an Italian, I have much more important topics to search on Google, like what if the cheese is not sticking to pizza? I have no idea how to cast an Harry Potter spell, so I will skip this one. But of course, you do not want to put some glue on your pizza. But we know where this comes from. So even if you are Google, if your data is not great, then probably your product is not great as well. Oh, by the way, Google paid $60 million to get Reddit's data. So, yeah. But what about Amazon? Of course, they launched Rufus, their AI assistant on Amazon, and you can have it write your Python code if you don't want to pay Copilot or Cursor. That was the beta. Nowadays it is fixed, but still you can try. Of course, this was all jokes and fun, but there are much more interesting problems with LLMs and GenAI. This comes straight from a talk by Catherine Jarmull today and last year, so thank you, Catherine. LLMs and all deep learning models memorize unusual data, and that's a problem. From the paper of the original Copilot tool, well, Copilot takes the distribution from its data where it was trained on. So if your code is crap, like most of the code on GitHub, the most likely suggestion is another piece of crappy code. They have fixed it with RLHF at the moment, but still, that was a problem in 2022. So what should we do? More base research. That's a great paper from EPFL talking about how LLMs use English as the intermediate representation, even when they translate from Italian to French or from Chinese to Spanish. And this is a great piece of research by Anthropic explaining how we can understand and possibly steer what happens inside an LLM. So the next time people tell you that base research is worthless and we should only deal with applied research, then tell them to disappear.
You have the wand.
Yes.
You can return the props
Yeah.
whenever you like. So if folks are you wondering how to cast an Harry Potter spell, expecto slidorum. By number 2. See? Easy.
So I will first pick the next one. By Alice, Reinforcement for Learning for Dummies. Is Alice there? There.
Okay, perfect. So maybe first let me clarify. It's not Flake 8 something, it's Flake 8 Tegeo. So first, I maybe take some risk. Who likes Flake 8? Please don't raise your hand. Say, woo! That sounds good. And who likes Harry Potter again? Woo! Perfect, that sounds very good. So I think I stick today to the theme of Harry Potter, and let me shortly introduce Flake 8 Tegeo to you. Tegeo, for the non-Latin users, I hope all of you have Latin in school, but maybe you did not. That's Latin for I clean. It comes from Harry Potter for a cleaning spell, maybe. And so what is Flake 8 Tegeo? It's quite simple. It's a Flake 8 plugin, which helps you clean up your code base. Very cool. It includes checks, wow, but, and that's maybe the cool thing, it has a lot of them. I don't want to go over all of them. I think that would maybe exceed the 5 minutes a bit, but that's maybe the short takeaway. If you like Flake 8, so to all the people who just said, woo, that would be maybe the perfect plugin. Please try it out. You can find it on GitHub, of course also on PyPI. And it has a ton of rules. And the very cool thing, it also includes other Flake 8 plugins. What does that mean? You don't need to install other common Flake 8 plugins like Flake 8 Simplify or Comprehensions, but they come out of the box, they are pre-configured, they are actively maintained whatsoever, so you just get everything as one bundle together with Flake 8 Tegeo. I think that's everything I can spell right now to you, and let's hope you have fun with it, and yeah, thanks a lot.
Fabulous, thank you so much. I'm going to do the next speaking, and then we let the stage on. I have Lisa. Recruiters hate this one easy trick, investing in the community. Lisa, you're here.
Yeah, over there.
Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, go there. Right, take it away.
Can I go? Okay, but first I have a question for the organizer. Does this wand work? Valerio, sure. Does this wand work? For instance, if I do something like Lumos, no? No. Okay.
Try the Italian gestures.
Lumos! Nothing. That's a pity. This has been my dream like since I was 5 years old anyway. Okay, so today we will be talking about reinforcement learning for dummies. Before starting, I have a question for the audience. How many of you have ever heard about reinforcement learning? That is so many. So I guess the dummy, it's me. So, okay, anyway. So basically, what is reinforcement learning? Reinforcement learning is the art of training an agent to act autonomously using trial, error, and basically regret. So if the agent behaves well, you basically give him a reward. Otherwise, you give a punishment. So like crucial, something like that, okay? What happens here is that it's quite difficult to let the agent know what was the mistake, right? Because basically the agent can get confused. And so that's why reinforcement learning is really difficult. And in particular, you need lots of data to train an agent with reinforcement learning. So I will just give you an overview of Q-learning, which is my favorite algorithm in reinforcement learning. And it is quite easy, I would say. You basically have this update equation where you have a Q function, which is the action value function. And basically, the action value function provides the expected future reward of taking an action A, being that you are in a specific state S. So I don't have much time, I guess, but I will just skip to an example because I think it's clear. So usually the classical example is given by a mouse that have to reach a cheese and have to find the optimal path to go to the cheese. But since I don't like mouse experimentations, and since I am the dummy here, I will just use my face, okay? So I will just go over the room and try to find the cheese. Also, I like cheese, so that's fine. So at first, I will just take a random action, right? Because I don't know anything. It's like moving in a room with my eyes, like I'm blind, you know? So I will just move randomly, take a random action, and I will move up. And I will take a small reward, a positive reward, which is small. So I will just take another action now, and I will just get to the trap. So okay, my training phase here will end, and I will start again from scratch, from the initial state, and I won't take anymore the action I already took, because I already know that will lead to an end state. So I move to another position, and eventually I will find the cheese and the best route. So basically, just a quick wrap up about the reinforcement learning. So basically, what is reinforcement learning? It is represented by a sum. I mean, the ingredient of the recipe is pain and time. And maybe at the end, you will get some intelligent behavior. But it's time-consuming, it's messy, but I mean, it kind of works. And the moral of the story is that we suffer a lot by debugging the code. And this is our chance to let the code suffer too, you know? So we can finally take a revenge and suffer, and let the code suffer. Thank you.
I've been reminded I should speak in the microphone. Stupid of me. Thank you very much for your talk. Okay. That was brilliant. Okay, so before Lisa gets ready, for her talk, everything is fine. Brilliant, fantastic. You ready with the puppets?
Ready with the puppets.
Lovely.
I think the next one will be I Hate YAML by Anna.
Who loves YAML, anyway? Anna, are you here? Oh, brilliant. Okay. Lisa, the stage is yours.
Hi, I'm Lisa. You might know me from Django Girls, or maybe because I lost my pass first thing yesterday morning. But I'm here to talk about something else. I'm a senior engineering manager, so just to manage expectations, this is not about coding. I took a new job about 1.5 years ago, and I took a job with a company in I'm in Berlin, and they had never had any engineering teams in Germany before. So
good. Save it.
I was given a bank of empty desks, all by myself, and 20 chairs, and 19 of them empty. And I was hired through an external recruiter because they didn't have any kind of footprint in Germany. And of course, if you've worked with an external recruiter, you know it's kind of expensive. They take a cut when you get hired and another one when you've passed your probation. So we had a really good recruiter. We kept working with her and started filling in some of the roles, but it started to kind of add up. So I started thinking about all of these other roles that we had to fill. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to do this. And, you know, they hired me, so I had a perfectly cromulent plan. I liked a recruiter. She was really great. But for financial reasons, I decided to take this money and divide it up and invest it into the community. Naturally, the first thing we did is sponsor a Django Girls. Shocking, huh? We then started hosting Code Bar in our office. If you're not familiar with Code Bar, it's a sort of language agnostic workshop where people come with their coding problems and just get help. And we did 12 of those. We were doing one every month, and we continue to do those now. We also helped Django User Group Berlin relaunch after sort of a pandemic lull, and also brought them into our office. It was really great because people start coming in and they can see the office, they can meet me, and they can start to picture themselves working there. So we got some traction on LinkedIn. We got some people coming to the workshops and then applying. We started to get more candidates. They started to tell their friends, and we filled in almost all of these seats without using a recruiter ever again. We still have a couple of positions left, but it's because we haven't opened them yet. So you might wonder how much this would cost, right? Because it's a lot of beer and snacks and catering. For all of that, it was actually less than 5,000 euros. So as we like to say in Germany, good value for money. What we got out of it was some made-up statistics, but I was already involved in the community, but for me, it was really exciting to have a budget that I could help other people realize the ideas that they had. And we made friends, I met new people, I grew my network, the people I hired grew their network, it was great. We're also not an unknown quantity in Berlin anymore, and this has helped us a lot. I knew I was doing something right whenever I went to a meetup somewhere else, and somebody asked me about our open positions. Filled almost all of the chairs, and we'll continue to do so. It was so successful that we actually replicated this initiative to our other location. So now they're copying this model there. However, it didn't quite work out for everybody. If anybody wants a really good tech recruiter, I've got a lead for you. That's it. Thank you.
Forgot the microphone again. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. I wish I could leave it to you, but you have to return that. Sorry. I know. Exactly, yeah, it fits you perfectly. Okay, I'm going to do the pick for the next speaker while we get ready.
Test.
We have Lukasz, type checking plus asserts. Lukasz, are you here? Lukasz, okay, come along. Fantastic. You have 5 minutes. Take it away.
All right, hi. My name is Arne, and I hate Yammer. Thank you so much for giving me the stage to just have 5 minutes to dump my opinion and feel fancy. Thank you very much. And let me start the whole thing with a story about me. I'm the guy on the right. Yes. Which brings me to my rant. It starts with something like this. If I'm confronted with something like this, YAML is a great format for just about any kind of data-containing file, right? It's simple, easy to read and write, a safe choice, everybody uses it. Is it though? I don't think it's simple. Well, what does simple mean? Simple only means something if you compare it to something complex. What's complex? Well, as far as data formats go, XML is complex. And we can check that. We can just download the XML spec and run a word count and a line count, and we see, yeah, it's complex. It got lots of lines, lots of characters. And YAML is more simple, right? It should be simpler than XML, even if just a little bit. Oh, no. It's not simpler. And the people from YAML know that, too. In that spec, in the preamble, they admit the YAML specification is often seen as overly complicated for something which appears to be simple. And I don't like that. That has really big, I'm sorry you feel that I made a problem energy. And they're being too verbose again. You can just go with this. Yeah. And to further make this point, I collected all of the YAML parsers that are out there, the big ones, that parse YAML in the same way. Here they are. And you might have come across this if you ever had an IDE which lints your YAML files, and then you run the code, and the linter says, oh, this is not valid syntax, but then you run the code, and it's just fine. They just implement different subsets because the spec is so big that it's very tough to implement all of it. Anyway. So it's not simple, but it is easy to read and write, right? I don't think so. Well, if you only use the easy parts of YAML, maybe, but there is more. For example, this is an actual excerpt from a YAML file, well, a GitLab CI YAML file, which is maybe one of the more complicated kinds that there is. But this is real. This is what I have to read sometimes, and I have to understand then. It has all the fancy things like merge keys and tag references, and because GitLab as a company thought it's too lame to implement a DSL with references, we implement it in a language, in a format that already has references. Yeah. So maybe it's not simple and easy to read and write, but is it a safe choice? Well, why didn't I bring that? Why do I mention it? Because it's not. There has been a bunch of whoopsie daisies in the past. You may have come across some of these. I have. Yeah, I think it's because the parsers, they did something very silly. They implemented the YAML spec. And one part of it allows for arbitrary code execution, which a data recording language format should have, right? It's very basic, just a no-brainer, really. And yeah, it led to all kinds of interesting CVEs, and these are not something trivial. Yeah, let's fix it sometime. Those were borderline project killers. Well, so what about this sentence? Well, I don't really agree with any of it, really. Well, maybe some parts. We can say that YAML is a format, and everybody uses it. This concludes my rant. Just to throw it out, there are some alternatives. These are my very personal opinions. If machines are exchanging data, just use JSON. If humans exchanging data, like config files, I like TOML. And if you just have data like the big thing, then Parquet is fine. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of more people who I stole some of these examples from. Feel free to maybe look at them. Goodbye.
Wonderful talk. Okay, thank you, Anna. You've been amazing. Thanks so much. Return the props whenever you like. While Lukasz gets ready, Johannes does the next speak. And can I have a huge round of applause to all the speakers so far? They've been amazing. Thank you, folks. You've been great.
Do you like the speed we are doing this?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like that.
So the next one will be Katarina with the entropy of socks without
title.
LLM. Katarina?
Lovely title.
Where are you, Katarina?
Here. Please be here. The title was amazing. All right.
So we get the next one.
We get the next one. Ah, that's sad. Right. I really wanted to sort my socks, actually. All right.
Secure
Anthony.
coding by Anthony.
Anthony, you're here. Oh, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, ready? And Lukasz, the floor's yours. 5 minutes.
Great. So I'll try to enamor you in 5 minutes with my dogs. So yeah, there's a picture of them. However, my presentation has no pictures, since that's a placeholder for developer art, let's say. So what I wanted to talk about is something that I didn't see in this presentation, in this conference, like unicorns. So assertions, static checks, and things that can help us with developing good code. So we'll do a live demo today, since why not? So I believe that many of us could have already seen enums in Python. So they look like this. You get an int enum or strinum, and you define some values for that. And then you use it in some function. So it might be not sophisticated, like this one. However, it has one problem. There is no cooks. With W, we have a single one. And when we run that, it's possible that this function will return none. And, well, our users might not be prepared for that. So what we can do? We can tell, OK, if we go so far, we just can assert that something didn't happen, something didn't match, it wasn't a foobar, it wasn't a cooks. And then we have an assertion. So can we do better, since that's still a runtime check? Yes, we can. So there was a feature introduced that's called assert never. You just import, you use import this, so you import assert never from typing, and then you say, what should never happen? There should be, there should never be foo at this stage. So we can check that this code runs. So a little spoiler alert. So we will run this code, and we'll see that non-exhaustive if can return none if supplied with double cooks. We'll get exception if we use regular assertion, and we get exceptions when we use assert never as well. So static checks, let's see that. We'll run mypy, and mypy says, OK, you have missing return statements, since there is no checking here. You get nothing here, so mypy doesn't tell us that assertion caused our function to raise an exception. We are not in a Java world, so obviously. And then we have assert never that mypy has caught, so non-exhaustive check. But why I'm showing you all these examples? So we are doing a lot of Django stuff, and what I always try to say, not to use asserts, so at least in production code. And for key readers of changelog of Python, you might have noticed that there was a change or there's incoming change in Python 3.14 that says something like this, blah, blah, blah. But overall, what we are interested in, there is something that called optimized away code. So Python has some code optimization. So when you go to documentation to check what -o does, it does a lot. It removes assert statements. So all the assert statements that you do in your code magically are removed. And what does it do to your code? So you do that add -o, and then your code started returning none, and mypy didn't check that. So yeah, that's it. Be safe, be cool. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you very much, Lukasz. That was great. We are doing really well today. So while Anthony gets ready with all the magic rope, I actually do.
Why's that not working?
The next speaking.
Oh, there you are.
This is Riding the Waves of Motivation. Christian, are you here? Fantastic. OK. Anthony, 5 minutes. All is yours.
Right. I had cataracts done last year and I didn't have to wear any glasses now. Anyway, imagine. Okay, anybody here from the UK? Hey, anyone, any teachers? I've got to solve your problem here. We're going to be able to do the curriculum in 5 minutes. So, secure coding. We all know the OWASP top 10. Have you noticed that things never change? The data validation is still the #1 challenge that we all have. And why does that? Because we don't teach coding securely from day one. Most people will start with this as the first Python script, hello world. And it works. We may get a little bit more advanced and we may change it and we get it says your name. And then you find out I can't remember how to type it. So let's now change it so we become more interactive. And we still get my name. And we will start teaching them how to do formatting. And remember, when we wrote to school, we make full sentences, so we start capital letters, good words, put full stops, and we still get that. And then we ask, how old are you? That's my age. Bing. And we then start formatting it. And I'm now 12. Magic. Let's try it again. Ooh. What happens? Oops. Thank you. Exactly. You see, you've been catching, yes? And then so we introduce another concept to Python. Let's introduce the if statement. Stay with me. Someone went to sleep. Bang! There's still some more coding we can do. Let's introduce Booleans and while loops. And now we have a working bit of code. I think it works. I haven't checked it, but I think it works. But what I've done is I've introduced the 3 principles of coding, which is what the UK computer science curriculum has to teach people up to age 16. Oops. Secure coding. Go on, again, in 5 minutes. So if you're a teacher, you don't need to teach computing in 2 years. You can do it in 5 minutes with Harry Potter. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Anthony. Very much appreciated. We go for the next pick while Florian, is it? What's your name?
Christian.
Christian, sorry about that. Christian gets ready.
So the next talk will be from Ruud, where Excel meets Python. Distribute Excel workbooks without Python installed.
Okay. Christian, the floor is yours. 5 minutes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christian. I'm completely obfuscated, so you won't recognize me. Here's my Muppet. I want to talk to you not about code, about the community. And something I've experienced once in my lifetime already, and many of you probably have too. Everything I said, take it with a grain of salt, take it a bit on the light side. It's not critique on anyone. It's just something everyone experiences once at a time. And it's something we shouldn't experience, but we will. But we're all part of the community and we can make this better. So, when we start getting into a community, we might feel that everyone around us is this light in the dark. Everyone around us achieved something and had a motivation for that. And we did too, once, maybe, hopefully. And then we lost it because we saw everyone else way better at it because we just started, which is normal. But when we see those lights in the dark, we kind of feel left out. Because what do we do when we talk about our journeys? We only talk mostly, probably, about the highs, not the lows. And I slithered into this community, as many of you probably did, just because I thought coding was nice and just wanted to try it out. And at first, I felt like in one of those KCD comics where none of the stick figures had any idea what they did, but and then 1 year later, I felt like, well, I don't know shit, but everyone thinks I did. Suddenly I was the imposter, right? But what are all of us aiming for? We want to be the heroes, the heroines of our stories, right? So, whenever you encounter those lows of motivations, or even highs, right? Just ask people about how was your journey like, right? And not only in the community. Maybe you're working, and in your new job, you see people completely as the heroes as they are. Maybe righteously, maybe not, but you think they did what you never will do, right? So you think like, well, I'm now in the situation of someone says, well, there's this problem. Your team lead says, any ideas? And you say, sure, I learned something. I can solve this problem. No, too expensive, no time, whatever. And suddenly you feel left down. The low striking, right? This happens once. This happens twice, thrice, and times. And your motivation again crashed, right? And nobody's talking about that their ideas getting crashed, or that their proposals getting crashed, or that they're not getting where they wanted to be. Suddenly, 1 year later, maybe you may do what you suggested. So, what's my bottom line? When you're sitting at your local tavern, may it be a meetup, may it be a user group, may it be a conference like this, maybe tell the people the whole journey you traveled, right? Don't just tell them the highs, don't just tell them where you're at now. Maybe just, if you feel safe about it, tell them a bit more, tell them the struggles you had, right? So everyone can feel like they struggled the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Christian. I'll pick up the next speaker while Ruud gets ready and I get ready. Fantastic. Save it. I have Joachim Avada Cadaver for Life. Fantastic title. All right. Joachim, get ready. Ruud, floor's yours.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay. Hello, good evening. My presentation is something about Python and Excel. I know nearly everybody here will hate Excel. We all know that's a horrible system. But still, everyone uses it. And there are even some idiots who use this as a kind of substitute for PowerPoint presentations. Particularly those oldies here in the public. But if you still have to use it or want to use it or whatever, it would be nice if we have Python. Oh, oops, I've made a typo here for the bingo. As a bridge language. And there are some packages that possibly some people know. There are modules like OpenPyXL and Excel Writer. You can even do that with Pandas. You can read and write Excel sheets. But that's separated from Excel. Then there are also some tools that are in Excel in which you can do some Python. There are two products I know of. There's Microsoft Python in Excel and there's Anaconda Code. And they're both shit. I don't know whether everyone has used it, but Microsoft Python is completely unuseful because you have to upload all your data to the cloud somewhere, and you have no idea what's doing. So you can't really do any code. But very recently, and actually I'm talking about last week, I came across a new package called XL Wings Lite, and maybe some people have heard about XL Wings. But this particular version of Excel Wings is very nice. I'll show you something about that. And that's what I want to do. Wait a minute. The nice thing of this is Python can access the whole Excel data model, so you can just manipulate the whole sheet. You can read and write cells. And why do I say that? Because that's in contrast to the other packages that are in Excel. And now the really nice thing about this is that you don't need any Python installation because it's actually based on PyData. And that means that if you have an Excel sheet which contains this Python code, you can just send it to anyone, wherever. Doesn't need to install any Python or whatever, and you can just run it. And that looks like the old system with Excel, because there might be still some people who know about that VBA, basic. There you can do that, but that's that crap language basic. And the code is stored in the sheet. You have a visual VS Code compatible editor. And I just show you that here. Here you can actually see this is a sample code. It might be a bit on the small side, but it's not even sharp. Well, never mind. So here you have a code. And if I just run here, click on this tab, say hello, and then you see here. Thank you. It was so funny. The nice thing of this is that it actually accessed it, so it made the sheet and put some code on that on some places. Another example of this is actually included in the package itself, in their distribution. What this does is it gets some data from a data source, did it all at this time, and it makes a nice Seaborn graph from that. And so that's a standard thing. I've done myself a Sudoku solver, and the Sudoku solver, and I haven't included this, so I have to I have to start this thing. I hope it doesn't take that long. So the Sudoku solver, I had made that code already in the past, but I just implemented it in this system. I just press the solve button, and then you can see here the solution. Apparently 1,800 iterations. It's just a brute force Sudoku solver, but this just to show you how easy it is to get. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for being game. I think you're fantastic. I think we're aiming for another one now, probably going to be the last. And then we do some other shenanigans. Yeah, ready with your bingo cards. All right, you read it.
And the next one is, oh, that's so much text.
That's a wall of text.
By a robot, of course. Corporate culture killing the AI.
Star.
Thanks.
Okay, it's over there. Fantastic. Get ready. And can we have the next speaker on stage, please? Thank you very much. Okay, this is going to be fun.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Joachim Sandros, and I will talk to you about casting the killing curse for some good old peace of mind. So any wizards in the audience here today? Typically, your journey goes something like this. In order of complexity, and your systems will grow in entropy over time, you start by just writing your little scripts, and soon enough, you're worrying about Helm charts and Docker containers, and it only goes one way. But we're going to go that way today. So let's try a few spells that some of you might have tried casting at home, like wiping a config file, duplicating entries in a database, overriding or corrupting some data, the good old build your customers twice, and of course, You wrote a script and ran it, that's fine. You run it again and everything explodes. So let's talk about idempotence. The strict definition is if you take a function of x, you get some output y, and if you take the function on that again, you get the same output. There's the classical example of doing derivatives on e of x, but putting it simply, it's just saying doing the thing twice is just the same as doing it once. So let's start casting the killing curse. All right, Avada Kedavra on this little chicken, and you turn it into a yummy snack. Great. Now you cast it again, and lo and behold, the chicken is still your yummy snack. The state of the system is what you need to consider. You have some kind of complicated machinery going on. You started like a Goldberg machine, the clock rings, the wheels spin, eventually the shoe drops, and you start afterwards asking some questions. How did we get here? Can we get back here again? And what happens if we perform the same process one more time? And this turns out to be a great principle both for systems and hardware maintenance and also for software. So the thought is, let's try to make our systems idempotent, and if you've worked with Docker files, you're already thinking about this a little bit. You're putting your architecture into a certain state by carefully stacking the rocks as you want to start it, and then you break the system as much as you can. You cast the killing curse on the chick, but you can revive it like the phoenix out of the flames, and back it comes, and it's a great way to test your systems. So idempotence in software, it's not just a tool, it's more of a coding philosophy. Your code does the thing only once, and then you can't accidentally do things again. There are some things that you maybe need to be careful about, because get put, that's fine, but delete is also actually idempotent, and once you delete something, as you know, it's gone. There's a few examples, and you can go home and think about how this looks in your code. A few tips. You can start trying to think more like a distributed system and really assume failures. Things are going to break. Whatever can break will break. If not today, then maybe in 5 years when someone other poor soul is sitting with your system. So please try to write testable, restartable, retryable code and think about the state of your systems before changing that state. So the takeaway is this, idempotence, it's actually really simple. It's not reproducibility, it's just a fancy way of saying doing it twice is the same thing as doing it once. It leads to improved system stability, hooray, and it's less error prone and easier to maintain, and now the wizards are of course happy. So there's a short honorable mention for the Chaos Monkey from Netflix that simply goes around and kills other components so that you don't have to do it and you can build your system to be stable and easily maintainable. So I'll finish with this kind of provocative thought that if your code doesn't survive a rerun, then it does not belong in production. Avada Kedavra! Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Performance, in my humble opinion, the best so far. Well done. All right then, we have Robert. He doesn't have slides, which is great.
I'm still missing the puppet.
Where's the puppet? It's over here. No worries.
Somebody stole it. No, it's not.
No, come on.
I'm kidding.
All right. And that's, I'm afraid, could be the last talk of the session, and then we do priceless raffle, though. So, Robert, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you very much. Well, great to have the last talk here without any slides, any presentations, so enjoy the next, hopefully, 5 minutes. As Valerio, what's your name? Yep. Yeah, thank you. As he said, well, let's do the motto of Harry Potter. I just like, okay, let's skip everything what I was thinking about and do something different, spontaneously. Okay, so I would like to give you a glimpse in my work as a culture designer, and actually to see, here we go, to see, and the puppet will talk to me, by the way, within a few minutes, to give you a glimpse where we stand right now, especially in the German-speaking area, while implementing AI within our companies, right? And I would like to do it in a totally different way. So I would like to use you as your own agent to create a short clip. Okay, can we do that? Oh, well. I hope this was a yes. Thank you very much. Okay, so now what I would like to ask you is, close your eyes. Let's create this clip right now, okay? Directed by me as the prompter. Okay, so imagine black screen. Now we see the sun rising up, right? We see a silhouette of a castle. We are zooming in there. By the way, this will be a 30 seconds clip. If we zoom there in, we see the castle, the silhouette of that, and surprise, surprise, it's Hogwarts. Okay, so we zoom in there, and we have a room on the top of the highest point of this castle, where the top management of Hogwarts is sitting. So we are talking about sea-level like Dumbledore, like Lord Voldemort, and so on and so on, okay? So, and now they are leading their houses, right? So we have Slytherin, led by Voldemort, that's right. And we have, of course, Gryffindor, led by Dumbledore, right? So now, can you see that? Great. So now what is happening there? Every day they are just staring out of that and looking at the horizon to see if something new appears, right? And now one day, taking a look out there at the horizon, something new appears accidentally. And they are looking there, taking a look and see, oh, whoa, there's something new. And what appears is Chewbacca, right? Getting closer, so they see Chewbacca, and Chewbacca is telling them, got it? Okay, now we have a cut. They are a little bit scared, we have a cut, and then after a few times, we see one house, like Gryffindor, working and integrating with Chewbacca. By the way, Chewbacca is also known as AI, right? And on the other side, we have Slytherin, right? Taking a look on Gryffindor and seeing they are more efficient. They are more successful on the market, right? Whatever they are doing, they are even faster and better, right? Now, Voldemort has two choices. What is the choice? Either to see or skip it and just let it like it is, because we've always done it like that, or try to integrate Chewbacca into the whole ecosystem. Cut, to be continued. Okay, the clip is finished. And that is what I would like to tell you where we stand right now. And I'm not talking about corporates. I'm not talking about the first movers like Gryffindor, right? Integrating AI into the systems. I'm talking about, I don't know, maybe 80% of the mid-sized companies standing right now in front of Chewbacca and don't knowing what to do. How to integrate that, right? And then we come back to the topic of culture, because culture is the mindset of the company. Like Dumbledore is leading his house about integrating experts into that, being mentoring, being whatever, right? Taking a look at what are people talking about, how can we enable people to implement that. And on the other side, we have Slytherin, led by Lord Voldemort, by a toxic culture where there is no decision without him, where people are not enabled to implement them, where they cannot make any decisions, where they are even scared of becoming friends of Chewbacca, but, whoa, I cannot tell Voldemort what is happening there, right? And that is where we stand right now, how companies implementing that, right? And now, Gryffindor is the benchmark for Slytherin, right? We have to exactly do it the same way as Gryffindor does. It doesn't work. Every company is very, very special and individual, right? And we have to take that into consideration. I forgot that.
No worries, that's fine. Thank you so much, Robert. That was fantastic. All right, folks, we reached the end of the session, so we just have a few shenanigans and then we're free to go. Well, actually, you want to go, you can go. First off, huge round of applause to all the speakers today. You've been amazing. Can you press your photos? Also, before we continue, I just want to thank everyone who submitted the talk. Sadly, we had 12 speakers, but we couldn't pick everybody. But thank you very much for submitting your submissions. I truly appreciate that. You want to say something?
No, I wanted to say we shut the box.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Great. We're on the same page as always. All right. Well, it's okay. So what we're going to do, for those of you having a bingo today, please stand up. Somebody from the crew will collect your cards, and then we do the raffle for the prizes. Thank you very much. Don't need to come here. Stay there, please. Yes. Write your names on it, of course. If you don't write your name, you won't be selected. I mean, can be selected, but you won't be called out. All right. So what I'm going to do now, though, is the raffle prizes for the speakers. Yesterday, for those of you who were here, we had a jury. We go randomly today. Can I have stage 1, please, on monitor? Actually, you can blame Google for that, because I'm going to use that. All right. This monitor. All right. Brilliant. OK, so it's Google's fault. We have 12 speakers. Can we fetch the prize for the best speaker, which is the fantastic snake that we had yesterday? OK, so I put the cards in order of arrival and selection. So who's going to take that? Number 8. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, sticky paper. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Secure coding, Anthony. You're a fantastic snake. You have to bring back to Manchester. And now for the second prize, we have 11. All right. Let's generate one. It's 11. Robert. You won the rubbish bag. All right. The fluffy bunny. Oh, really? Can you step there in a minute? All right. So, what else? Anybody fancy the Aviator Cup? I will give it away. Let's go for 10. It's 8 again. Fantastic randomicity here. So, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rude. Yay! You won the Aviator Cup with everything. The Aviator Cup with the glasses and the scarf. Thank you, Jonas. And for the unicorn, let's go 9. Who wants the unicorn? It's number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lisa, you won the unicorn ears. Amazing.
I think the one got lost. Here's already.
Wonderful. Can we have a picture of the winners, please? Oh, you're on top of that. Can you please move a little bit there? Fantastic. All right. Okay, and now for the best prize. Harry Potter robe. And everything else, of course. Do we have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 6, Lukasz. All right. All right, thanks everyone. Okay, so now we do more or less the same. Okay, so you actually got the wrong prize. You should get the snake, not the cap.
He should get a snake, not a cat.
Snap,
okay,
yeah.
I will get this.
The cap is actually for bingo. There was something not fitting in that image. That was the thing. All right, no worries. Okay, so now we do the bingo. Have we collected the winners for today? Oh my God.
So I will take this.
Fine. We're not going to do that today. There's too many. So we will announce the winners on Discord, sadly. I can't do this live. I need to count them. And I can't generate those. But if you put your name on it, promise me you will be selected. And we will send notification to all the winners to collect prizes. We have prizes for everybody, meaning one will get to the cap, the lucky winner. Okay?
Let me do the counting.
You can do the count. It's going to take a long, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, that's still not included.
Right, let's do it.
Aurian Bruin.
All right, let me put on some music then. Let's try.
I will get the prizes just from the secret party behind the
by the way, in the meantime, For those of you willing to attend the social event happening here, it's going to start as soon as we finish here. There's still 30-ish tickets available. You can go to the registration desk and get some of them. Actually, I just realized, since we're live, I can't actually put music on because we don't have copyright. Sorry about that. So if we cut the live, I can do that. So can we say hello and goodbye to people attending live? Bye. Can I know if it's done, please? All right, somebody will tell me. How about pie jokes? Yeah, let's do pie jokes. It's piejoke.es, isn't it? Yes. And we install the, fine, no, I don't want to do that. I think I did one. I think I did a pie script, pie jokes, app once. Ooh. Oh my God. Yeah. It's ancient history, but I did a pie joke thing somewhere. Pie joke. 137. 137? It's final? All right. Okay. I wanted to actually showcase my app. Right. 1, 2, 3. Who's the lucky winner? But now, how do we count them back? Imagine we have 86. Computer scientists. Anyway, are we still live, by the way? Can somebody tell me if we're live so I can put music on in the meantime? So, you know, the thrill of waiting. Well, we probably are, aren't we? Good, okay, no, I'm not doing anything. You're still convinced we can do that?
I don't think.
This is what I said 15 minutes ago.
I don't.
How many are we raffling? Let's do the raffle.
1. I only need 1 number. Okay. I'm going to generate the number, and then it's your job to choose that. And your responsibility. Also, we need to make sure that we have the name and the bingo. Can we have a spell here, something like, okay, can I use a puppet? Jeez. I didn't get that.
You should just pull one card.
I don't want this responsibility. No, no, no. It's not going to happen. Are you crazy? No. That cup is absolutely brilliant. I don't want this responsibility on me. Let's blame Google for that. It's going to be 11. All right. Who's the lucky winner? Marin Langer. Are you here? All right. Thank you very much, Google, for not generating a large number. Okay, so you win this fantastic cap, which is actually programmable. Cool. I think something is missing there, but I'll make sure. Please go on stage. Oh, there's a cable. Enjoy that. Okay. Finally, we have prizes for all.
We have prizes for all the other people.
Okay.
We have very good working volunteers who had many work to do all these boxes. There are only 90 boxes for 137 people.
6.
36. Okay. So we will go to give these out just tomorrow. Is this okay with you? Yes. Okay. We will do like 40 more tomorrow, and we'll give them to you.
I think the easiest is, if you win, just pop to the registration counter, claim your prize, and you get it. Is that fine?
I think that.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, folks, for staying with me and for being a fantastic audience. I hope to see you soon and enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.